In this video, we would learn to configure and deploy an Automate server. Let's see the steps involved to configure an Automate server. We would first download and install the package of Automate server. We would deploy the Automate server using command line interface, and then we would configure the Automate server with the details of our Infra server, which we have brought up in the last session. To download, again we go to downloads.chef.io, and now we look for Chef Automate. Let's click on this link. We would choose the appropriate version and look for the package flavor with respect to the operating system which we have chosen for our server. Like I have chosen 18.04, so I would pick up this particular URL. We would need few files to configure our Automate server. One would be the keys file of the user and organization which we had created in our last session in the Infra server. So we would connect to our Infra server and transfer the keys to our Automate server. Let's do that. So these are the two key files which we need to transfer to our Automate server. So let me SFTP to my Automate server 157.245.207.152. And we would put both the key files. These are the key files which got generated when we installed our Infra server, the user key and the organization key. So we have transferred. So let me quit by saying bye. And we would also need the license key to be transferred to our Automate server. Chef Automate is an enterprise version. So we would transfer the license file to the Automate server. I have the license key over here. Let me connect to the Automate server. 157.245.207.152. I am transferring the license key, and I would also transfer the script file which we have created to configure our Automate server. The script file is very similar to our Infra server script file. I'll take you through the script file step by step. Let me first transfer this file. So let me show you the file contents. Let me take you through the script file step by step. So first we are updating the server by apt-get update command. We are installing curl. And we would be passing Infra server's IP address as one of the parameters to our script that we are capturing it over here. We are creating again /downloads directory so that we can save the package which we download in /downloads. And here we are downloading the Chef Automate server package. Once the package is downloaded, we go ahead and install the package and we run a pre-flight check. This would just check the system configuration and validate if this particular system configuration is sufficient enough to host an Automate server. And then we run the setup command, which provides the license, it provides the key, and it has the server URL of our Infra server, and it has the host name as well configured over there. Once we do this, you would go ahead and run Automate CTL reconfigure. Automate CTL is the command line interface for Chef Automate, and we are asking the script to execute the configure command over there. We would wait for the services to be up and running, and once they are up and running, we would go ahead and create a user using create-user command, and the name of the user is Chef Admin, and we are assigning the role of admin to this particular user. Once the script has executed successfully, you would get a message on the screen saying that, hey, your Chef Automate server is up and running. So I have transferred 4 files, the key files, the license file, and the script file. So let me connect to the Automate server to execute it. So I'll SSH to the Automate server. The script expects these files to be present in /temp directory, so I'll move them to /temp. So I have moved all the 4 files to /temp, and let me change the permission of the script file. Let me make it executable. I'll first have to move to /temp directory and then execute this command because the files are present in that directory. Now, before executing, let me pick the IP address of our infra server. And before we execute the script, we would have to do a few more things. Like our automate server should be able to resolve the name and the IP address of our infra server. And same way, infra server should be able to resolve the name of our chef automate server. So we will update the /etc hosts file in both the servers. So let me first go ahead and update the /etc hosts file. So here we would feed in the IP address and the name of our infra server. The IP address was 165.22.58.227 and name was Chef Infra. And I would go and update the IP address and the name in infra server so that it identifies our automate server. So the IP address of automate server would come here, 157.245.207.152, and the name of the server is Chef Automate. Let's save this file and go back to our automate server. Now I would go ahead and execute this script. Expects the infra server's IP address to be passed as the first parameter. So I have given the IP address of our infra server over here. So let's execute this. It would take 5 to 6 minutes to build up this particular server to configure everything. And once the configuration is done and the script has executed successfully, you would get that message. So the Chef Automate server is up and running. Let's try to access the Chef Automate server from the web console. So let's feed in the name of the user and the password. So it says, welcome to Chef Automate. Chef Automate server is configured now, but we don't see any values in fail nodes, successful nodes and all because we have not configured any of the servers via Chef Automate server or via our Chef Infra server, which we would be doing going ahead in the next sessions. In the next section, we would learn how to develop a cookbook and configure a web server using that particular cookbook.